everyone, I hope you're well. In today's vlog I'm going to talk about sleep and it's off the back of, not last night, but the night before I only had about 3 hours sleep. So in the past that would have really bothered me. I've had bouts of insomnia in the past and not responded well, but I've learned ways now in which I can reframe the situation and in some ways even turn it to an advantage when I'm having difficulty sleeping. So I'm just going to share some of those with you now. So first of all, just to talk about previously when I'd suffered from insomnia, which was when I was an athlete. There was various times, particularly when I was injured, that I would literally dread going to bed just because I knew that it would be just another night of frustration and stress and unpleasantness. And I'd almost sort of be able to feel like the stress hormones kind of coursing through my veins, and just getting really upset basically and wound up, and just it was impossible for me to sleep in that state. I think there was actually 1 week where I didn't sleep at all for about a whole week. So it did get quite bad at one stage. And yeah, in those situations you tend to sort of think of all the things that are going wrong, and yeah, how you just sort of wasting your time, like you're wasting other people's time and you're just making a mess of everything. So that was the situation there, and I'd come down, wouldn't wake up, but I'd come to the point of having to get out of bed and just feel completely drained, no joie de vivre at all, and quite often get ill as well. Whereas through kind of trial and error, reading various different things, I mean, there's so many tips that tell you how to get to sleep, switch off your phone, but I know all those things and I still do struggle with it a little bit sometimes, but as I say, there is a way to make it a more pleasant experience. And yeah, so this is how I'm going to tell you that I managed to do that the other night. Okay, the first thing that I managed to reframe was, I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but often when I know that I'm going, that I'm not sleeping very well, I kind of think, oh, I bet you it's probably like about 4 o'clock in the morning now. I've only got like 3 hours left of sleep. Well, now what I sort of do is because I never like to look at the time because I know it'll just wind me up even more, I sort of say, well, it could be 2 o'clock, and in which case I've got 5 full hours in which just to relax and enjoy this, where I don't have to do anything. I'm not rushing around and tiring myself out. I'm just literally, I'm going to almost imagine like I'm lying on a beach and I can just enjoy it. So that's the first reframe. Secondly, I still do sometimes think about all the things that are going wrong, and quite often that can be the cause of me not being able to sleep in the first place. Whereas now, and this definitely happened the other night, I think about all the things that aren't going wrong, but I don't beat myself up about it. I recognise that there will always be things going right as well, but I just kind of think, no, this is a chance for me to actually reflect and to decide what I want to change in my life. And what I'm doing that others can probably do better, and what I can focus on that are my strengths. So yeah, I got some quite big epiphanies in that respect, which I still need to act upon, but yeah, I'm a lot kind of straighter in my head, and that wouldn't have happened if I'd just fallen to sleep. So yeah, good opportunity to have a bit of a personal life coaching session. Sorry, I've got a list here, it's quite a long one. Okay. Yes, so I would, telling yourself everything that goes wrong. Okay, just because you tell yourself that as well, recognise that it's not necessarily true. I came across a really good quote once that says, don't believe everything you tell yourself late at night. And there's kind of evidence to show that the neurotic part of your brain is a lot more active at night, and therefore you're likely to kind of create and invent and exaggerate things that aren't really true. So yeah, you're often a lot harder on yourself at night, so don't believe everything. And in fact, generally in life as well, that's quite a good mantra to have. Don't believe everything you tell yourself. In fact, I listened to a good TED talk recently that said that it was about not being the victim of your emotions, and effectively it was saying that we create our emotions and they are literally just predictions. And there can be a lot of other things that are underlying you making that given prediction as well. For example, you could be hungry, you could be tired, and the other night, yes, I was really rather hot, which tends to happen at a certain time of the month. And so I just sort of thought, actually, it could just simply be, I mean, there are certain stressy things as well that I was worried about, but more likely that was not what I needed to worry about, because it wasn't causing the lack of sleep. It was the fact that I was on my period. So yeah, sorry, a bit of an overshare there, but you know, yeah, it might help people to realise that you often do have an issue sleeping around that time. Right. Oh yeah, another reframe. Well, actually, this wasn't really a reframe. Okay, so you know, I'd sort of talking before about how I'd sort of drop off and then start to drop off and then suddenly come back into consciousness and just get really stressed and annoyed and could feel the stress hormones in my veins. Well, this has never happened before, apart from the other night. So yeah, I was... That started to happen on one of the occasions, because I really thought that was about, well, I didn't think, but you know, when I came out of it, I was like, damn, I nearly slept, and then I just went, oh, and felt the hormones rising, and then I went, no, you're not going to go there, okay? And then I started to tell myself all the other reframes just to stop it from happening, and literally, like, I just calmed back down again. I didn't have it, and whereas often you do sort of feel like, oh, you've got those stress hormones there, and therefore you're at the mercy of them, but you can, with your mind, literally stop them, what I realised the other night. So yeah, try it. Just be really strict with yourself to say, no, you're not going to go there. And then on that note of the sort of the dropping off and then waking back up again, I don't know if you've ever heard, but apparently giraffes, they only ever have really, well, no, they only, sorry, at night they only ever sleep for about 20 minutes, and then throughout the day they sustain themselves with like 10-second power naps. So I was telling myself that the sort of the dropping offs and coming back around were like giraffe naps, and actually I was getting lots of good sort of boosts of the benefits that you get from sleep throughout the night. So in fact, you know, there was no harm done if I didn't sleep, because I was getting the naps. Yeah, I was also worrying a little bit about the next day, because I knew I had a really busy day, and I was like, I don't want to get ill, and you know, it's all sort of quite high octane stuff as well, coaching people, and so I just sort of said to myself, you know, just be gentle with yourself, don't expect too much, just try and enjoy it and just do what you can. So yeah, being gentle with yourself is another nice thing to think of. Okay, final tip now. Sorry, there's quite a lot here, but I'm really passionate about this because I know sleep issues can be so detrimental to people's lives, but I really don't worry about it now. So yeah, final tip. It's to do with putting your hand on your heart. I can't remember where I heard somebody say this originally, but I know I've done it in yoga classes before. They're quite often to tell you to put your hand on your heart and then one around your belly, and they're supposed to be two like energy centers. But when you do that, your body does naturally relax, and it's so true. You know, like when I do that and I'm lying in bed, I just feel like my whole body just like is just falling into the mattress, and instead of it feeling like you've got stress hormones coursing through your body, it's just like the whole blood's just circulating nicely. I'll quite often get releases in my muscles, like I've got a bit of a tight calf at the moment, and that was just sort of bubbling away, just releasing. And so again, I was just thinking, wow, this is really beneficial, you know, like it saves me all the stretching and massage that I'd have to do otherwise. And again, another TED talk that I've seen with regard to hand on the heart is there's proof to show that releases a hormone called oxytocin, which is I think the nickname's like the touchy-feely hormone, because you get it when you have human contact with somebody, and it's just really good for your heart, like yeah, and decreasing stress levels. So a bit of kind of physiological proof there that it's a good thing to do as well. So yeah, basically all those things combined meant that I do you know what, as well, I did eventually drop off, but probably, yeah, and well, I've already said that at the start, didn't I? I had about 3 hours sleep, And yeah, whereas in the past I just haven't. So, but yeah, it's because I was getting into that relaxed state, and I definitely now just never fear bedtime. Like last night I slept absolutely fine. In fact, I probably felt worse getting up after about 8 hours sleep last night than what I did after the 3 hours. So yeah, it just goes to show you can actually turn insomnia to your advantage. Okay, hope that helps, and sweet dreams or not.